to episode 7 of Breathing Room, or what's left of it anyway. I'm your host, Rob Lavati, and unfortunately come bearing some bad news today. We have lost episode 7 with Kat Dolan and Alexa Rose. I'm assuming this kind of thing happens sometimes in the podcast and the show game, but it's definitely a lesson learned for me to always make sure that you have a good backup of your data. Won't be making that mistake again. I own full responsibility for losing this one, but still wanted to make sure to provide something this week. Had a really great conversation with Kat and Alexa, mostly around grief, processing grief in our lives, how we feel grief in our bodies, dealing with grief and not dealing with it over time and how it builds up. I shared a personal story about how, after losing so many people in rapid succession in my life, I actually stopped processing grief altogether. I didn't feel pain when I would lose people. I would feel nothing. And then it took a really traumatic loss, the loss of my dad, for it all to come back to me. And all of that grief came up at once. I started missing my grandmother, my grandfather, and my friend, and my mom's friend. And it just, all of that came back to me, came back to my mind and my body, and made me realize how important it is to process that grief and make sure that you take that feeling to closure. Because that's a big part of what grief is about, not feeling closure with somebody. A relationship that you had came to an end, and now it's up to you to figure out how to continue that relationship, how to find closure in your life. So I have recordings of both Kat's poem, April is the Cruelest Month, as well as Alexa Rose's song, Pale Golden Flowers. I'd like to share both of those with you guys. Kat's poem is definitely closely related to the topic of grief in that it deals with the topic of losing her best friend to suicide. Kat talks a little bit about that in the poem and shares some of her experience leaving the country after that happened to appropriately grieve the loss of her friend. And then in Alexa's song, Pale Golden Flowers, I enjoyed it very much. I wish I had the studio recording that she did during the original episode 7 shoot. She really did a great job, and Alexa actually played guitar on Kat's poem that night. But on the recording that we have, it's just Kat giving her poem, April is the Cruelest Month, straight up, and Alexa Rose with Pale Golden Flowers. Again, this is Rob Lavati with the remnants of what's left of episode 7. I'm looking forward to having Kat and Alexa back on the show in the very near future and giving them a proper episode with video and making sure that we actually can get the audio out to you guys. So without further ado, here is Kat Dolan with April is the Cruelest Month.
I wake up, and it's 3 years since Liz passed, and I don't want to feel it. So I write to forget who I am. April bursts from the ground, and the smell of flowers mixes with the scent of freshly shed jackets, making the whole town cough gardenias and BO. Mountain folk wear t-shirts and think about the possibility of open-toed shoes, while tourists sip Americanos and talk with an accent that would convince you their first word was tinsel. Wood splits itself. Sticks gather at the front door waiting to be burned alive. There's good music in town. The best drummers hit the kit with such residual feeling, it's evident that the pent-up emotion held by winter can't and won't just melt into the dirt. The energy goes, flows, and knows it was conjured with compassionate intention, but the air, unprepared for such heavy, levies the full feeling back, waiting for true summer before administering its weight in weekend doses. Dearly above, I washed my hands and woke up with sunk sockets and pockets more empty than they were before. There's a small bud trying to wrestle itself from the end of a silver oak branch outside my bedroom window. I could help it, unwrap it and whittle spring into its bones, but everything born by force dies quickly, so why bother? Why not just be and understand that that is enough? Why not? Why not? Knitting season is decidedly over once the daffodils genuflect. I cross myself more than once. I cross myself and pry open a fresh can of chickpeas. Food doesn't taste good anymore. Springtime in Appalachia breeds grounds for confounded attachment. What of that? What of anything? Giraffes could be everyone's favorite animal if they realized how absurdly inconsistent miracles were. I want a neck so far away from my body I couldn't noose a goddamn thing. Something opens. A box. What's in it? Marbles, summer clothes, seeds from last season you have the gall to believe in. Nothing is enough. I close my eyes because it's tough, but what isn't? Liz. I'd give my last spoonful of manuka honey to have your brown stare back into mine. It's springtime again, and I can't take it. But I'll be damned if I don't hold it close to my heart.
And here is Alexa Rose with her song, Pale Golden Flowers.
Way down the old Waiteville Road, there is a house up past the sallow, passion is a raincoat, waiting for spring, eager as choir boys waiting to sing. And when the season is low, 6 o'clock sun shines through the window, shines on a quilt great grandmother made, pale golden flowers on a pale golden day. If I should never return Jordan Mines, I'll keep your picture safe in my mind. I'd go tomorrow if I had my way, for pale golden flowers on a pale golden day. Used to be tall yellow pines, company tracks, turn around pumpkin vine, blackstrap molasses from Bill Bess's store, visions of Agnes sweeping the floor. I think I'll drive out to Jonestown, play the guitar and put it back down, go back to working off of my land, my flat's up in Nashville, playing in the band. If he should never return Jordan Mines, I'll keep his picture safe in my mind. I'll stay forever if I have my way. Prepare golden flowers on a pale golden day. It's a hard lot of living to do. What are you dreaming of when it's all through? I got a feeling old as a stone that leads me to tending a dream of my home. If I should never return, Jordan mines, I'll keep your picture safe in my mind. I'd go tomorrow if I had my way. Prepare golden flowers on a pale golden day. Places I came from, are they worth knowing? Only to some, and just like a mother raising up and dying, my rivers come back headwaters. Yes, all of my rivers come back headwaters.
Well, that's all for today, folks. Thanks for joining. This has been Rob Lavati with an abridged version of episode 7 of Breathing Room. Make sure to check us out on YouTube, like and subscribe. Follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram. And you can find all of our content on YouTube as well. So thanks, and until next time, don't forget to breathe.